Mental toughness secret number 4. Champions are driven by emotional motivators.
The masses are primarily motivated by extrinsic motivators, such as material possessions and money. The world class is motivated intrinsically by their dreams, desires, and passions. External motivation is short-lived, while internal motivation is nearly impossible to exhaust until the goal is achieved. The rah-rah, jump up and down motivational pep talks, they're fun and they're temporarily motivating, yet lack the real fire emotional motivators generate. World-class leaders know the secret to motivating themselves and others is discovering what they will fight for when the going gets tough. The great ones move from logic-based motivators to emotion-based motivators. They know the key to finding the true power of the individual lies in the deep recesses of the psyche. The process great leaders and coaches use is tedious, time-consuming, and simple. Ask questions, and don't stop until you have landed on the emotional hot buttons. World-class coaches keep digging until they hit the vein of gold, when the performer begins answering in terms of how they feel as opposed to what they think. When they hit the vein of gold, they continue to probe until the performer reaches an emotional high point, known in performance circles as the white moment. The white moment is the strongest emotional driver of a performer. Coaches use emotional drivers to motivate and inspire performers to push far beyond their threshold of pain, to accomplish feats that, without this level of motivation, would be impossible.
Or you're not a guy that's into pain. I know you. You're not a masochist, but you've got something very interesting to say about it. I'm quoting you again, who better to get comment on. When a performer begins to experience physical or emotional pain in the heat of battle, the brain, whose primary role is self-preservation, asks the question, why must I suffer? The champion will answer the question with a vision they have carefully constructed, and they will continue to fight. Since the masses lack this mental clarity and have no reason to suffer, they quit as soon as the pain kicks in. Developing a world-class vision is the secret to world-class motivation. But isn't it that pain that scares people away from getting what they know they really could have?
I think so. I think it is. And you've got to know why you've got to go through the pain. Example, if someone's going to lose weight, they've got to know why they're suffering, why they're changing their eating and exercise habits. They've got to know why they're going to have to feel this pain. And once they decide what it is and that it's worth it, it's all over, baby.
Now, the action step that follows up on this, Steve, is once again going back to critical thinking. There are 5 critical thinking questions. Once again, they revolve around that question, why it's so important to overcome that pain. What are the questions?
Question number 1 is, what am I willing to fight for? Number 2, what values do I hold dearest to my heart? Number 3, what values would I be willing to die for? Number 4, if I could achieve a single thing, what would make all my hard work worth the struggle? Number 5, if I had 30 seconds left to live, what would I tell my children are the 3 most important things I learned about how to live a happy life?
Wow.
Your answers to these questions will tell you a lot about what drives you emotionally.
Well, you weren't kidding when you said this was heavy stuff.
It's heavy stuff.
But it's important stuff, and you're a resource of information for this stuff, too. Where else did you learn from this? Where else could you send somebody listening right now to follow up on it?
Oh, you got to read this book. This guy is a genius. The book's name is called Authentic Happiness. Authentic Happiness. It's by Dr. Martin Seligman, a Ph.D., college professor from the University of Pennsylvania, a brilliant man.